Remind you before you walk into the world. Be loving in your thoughts, and understanding in your words, and gentle in your actions. For as you give unto life, you are giving to yourself. The greatest need on this plane is love. Without confidence in the divine being that you are, you may let the experience, that is God loving you, go unnoticed, the most wonderful experience of all. Be of good cheer. Love life as you would that which is most dear to you. For your Father in heaven is life. You are life. You and God are one. Be in your thinking one with all life. Be in your feeling as God is to love. Know within your heart that you can always be confident in God's love for you, no matter what your past experiences. Your Heavenly Father that dwells within you, it is this moment loving you. Reach out with full confidence to embrace His love and let it fill your being with rapture. My beloved, do make a habit of knowing that God is the life that you are. God is love. Know that the life that you are is love. Love the love that you are, that God is. Be confident enough in life to take the time to build a foundation of understanding. Understanding His love that you are, and let it be the breath that you breathe. Let it be the underlying thought that runs through your mind. Let His love that you are be the song, the celestial music that continually fills your heart, pumping its magical harmony through the total of your being. My dear ones, let the Father be your best friend. Know that He is your companion every step of the way on the earth plane. Hello, one. Good evening, my beloveds. It is indeed a pleasure and a joy to be with you, to be in your midst, and to be here with all those on this side of the veil. Know that within your being that God is love, and that His love is your being. Know that within your heart that He is loving you continually, constantly. This love that He is loving you is the life force that you are. It is continually giving you life. Without His love, you would not exist. For His love is your existence. As you move through your earth life, learn to understand more about His love. Learn to take the time to go within yourself and make Him your companion. Make Him your friend. Take the time and have the confidence to know that He never condemns you for anything. Eliminate such things as guilt and self-condemnation. Be of good cheer and know that all is well. No matter what the outer appearance of your world seems to be, God's love is still reigning on your planet. It may not appear to be, but my dear ones, the underlying cause of all life is God's love. How else could it be? He has given you freedom, and everyone in all creation, the free will to think, to act as they will. And as you look at your world and see the wars and the rumors of wars, and see the plagues and the rumors of plagues, I still say to you, be of good cheer. Know that all is well. All is in its right place. The play on your stage has to be played out, and everyone in this play has to have their free will to play their part, no matter what part they're playing. You are playing a part that is bringing you closer and closer to the heart of God. And we who are closer to His heart, on these higher levels of divine love and light, feel His love for all His creations. And we know the intimate, loving beingness that He is to you and to everyone, no matter what their experience is, no matter what your past experience has been. Be not concerned, for God only loves you. As you learn to have more confidence in the divine being that you are, you will be able to move closer to the awareness of God's love for you. You will be able to feel His love and to experience it. And as you experience it, it will radiate out from you as it already is, for you are experiencing it to some degree. You are learning to send God's love, and as you move higher in consciousness, the power of God's love grows greater and greater within you, and it moves out and covers your planet, but it also moves out to the whole universe. Realize that within your being you hold all power, for God is all power, and He is within your being. He has given you the key to the kingdom of heaven, and the key, my dear ones, is His divine love. As you learn to know God through His divine love, then the key opens the doors to many, many experiences that you have no concept of at this moment. Many higher dimensions await your arrival as you learn to turn loose of the petty little things of this plane that really do not amount to anything, but sometimes you give them so much power that you push God's love aside and give them your attention. Remember to have the confidence in yourself and in God that He can take care of all these so-called problems, that He can solve anything and everything that is within your consciousness that stands in the way of your having the experience of His love. Ask for this, my dear ones, for remember, you have the freedom that He has given you, and unless you ask and seek and knock, He cannot do anything. But when you take the time to go aside from the world and go within yourself and be quiet and ask to feel His presence and to know His love and to reach out with your love for Him, then you can experience it. It is always there, my dear ones. Always. No matter what's happening around you. God's love is always there. Know this within the deepest part of your being, and do it so much that it will become a habit pattern that will displace some of these negative patterns that hold you closer to the earth. You are doing well. You are far above the average on this plane. I feel that you know this. And continue to work for the ability to use this key of God's love to open those doors that are already within your consciousness. Open those doors of beauty and joy and great ecstasy. Words cannot begin to explain. Words cannot begin to communicate to you what awaits you on these higher levels of love and light. You have these things within your consciousness, but you have shut them off from your memory, much of them. Some of you have touched into a little bit of it, but much, much more awaits you. Just around the corner, just a little way, is the door that you can open if you so choose. Do not allow the world to capture your attention to the degree that you miss out on opening these doors. Take the time, my dear ones, to know God. Take the time to know His love. Be in your thinking as He is. Be in your love as His love is. Yes, you may not have remembered this, but you have in the past experienced it, and you can draw upon this past memory if you will but tap into it, if you will but allow yourself to be quiet and go within the deepest part of your being and allow God to let you, help you to be what you truly are. We are always there, God's helpers, to cheer you on, to give you a word of confidence, to love you, and to help you in every way that you will let us. We are always there with you, my dear ones. We are only a thought away. And when you think of us, you bring our countenance closer to your presence. And you allow us to leave a thought in your aura, to leave a message of love and of good cheer. And when you are open, this message and these thoughts, these concepts can be materialized in your mind. When you open to us and send love out to the world, and send love unlabeled, and remember to send love to us, your invisible helpers, we can leave these good thoughts in your aura, close to your conscious awareness. And when you are going through your day, busy with whatever you're doing, there are times when these thoughts come to you. Be aware that there are many more. There are many more thoughts. There are many more expressions of love, experiences of life that we leave close to your conscious awareness. That all you need to do is to be open, be still, and let them come through. Life, as we know it from these planes, is an exhilarating, beautiful, wonderful experience. You can have this experience if you can learn to turn loose of the old ways, if you can build new habit patterns of understanding God's love in your consciousness, then you can have the kingdom of heaven even while you travel the earth plane and wear the physical flesh. These things are all possible to you, my dear ones. Know this, and know that they're a very short way from you. And all you need to do is to have the confidence in yourself and in God's love to allow these experiences to come through to you even while you are in the physical. Let us pause for this time and give you an opportunity to ask questions, if you will, or to make comments. In your small number this evening, feel free to express your thoughts and your feelings.
Is it better to have smaller periods of silence than to have, for instance, a half hour or an hour in one place?
It is different for everyone, my dear one, and it is maybe different for you from one day to the next. It is good to have many times of quiet, but as your mind is, as most on your plane, mind is thinking about the physical and what you experience on the physical, it sometimes takes a little time for you to quiet your mind. And if you will use some of the techniques that you've learned and some that we have given you, and do the breathing exercise, and use the key phrases that you have, you can cut down the time that it takes to go within and shut off the outer world. Sometimes it is better to take longer periods, but if you feel that you are pressed to do your physical things, it is much better to take shorter periods than none at all. But even as you go through your work, my dear ones, when you learn to remember that God is ever present within you. Feel His presence even as you are in your busiest times. Give thanks with gratitude for His love for you as you go about doing whatever you do. When you do this, then you are bringing His love into your aura that helps you to lighten your burden of the physical plane, that helps you to tune in to that celestial music that is within your heart. Whether you take long periods of time or short periods of time, work toward the time when you will be able to be consciously aware of His presence continuously throughout your day, no matter what you are doing. Even if you are speaking to another, remember to know that God is looking at you through the eyes of this other. When you are driving your car, remember that God is there with you, and remember to send His love to this world and to the whole universe, often through the day. As you do these things, as you remember to be confident in your ability to allow God to be consciously with you, then it is true. It is there for you. Are there other questions this evening?
I can ask something else.
Yes.
Is it all right, for instance, to pray for Plutarch's lives, all the lives of the people that Plutarch is written on, and Albert Hubbard, all their lives, and all, for instance, pray for Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci and all the people that have given us so much. They're still alive, aren't they?
Of course, my dear one.
Is it not? It's not silly, is it?
No, it is not silly at all. Send them God's love and release them to God, and know that they are as much a part of you as they are a part of God, and God is as much as part of you and them. There's only one life in all of life, and we all share this one life. We are family of this one life in all creation, in all the universe, in all existence.
We don't then just stop with this inner depth self, but we reach it out, and it's just this inner depth stuff is like the leg of a dog, isn't it? I mean, compared to our relationship with God, it goes way around everything, does it not?
Yes. Life is everywhere present, and all of life is everywhere present here, at this point of consciousness, at this moment. For you on your plane, it is difficult for you to see and understand this, but all of life on all planets, on all dimensions, is right here, this moment, with you. For you are all of this life, and all of this life is you, including the God being. So you see, when you send love unlabeled, you are sending it to all of life, and you are sending it to be used as God sees the need, and His angels who carry this love to different places and different dimensions, different planets, and to this planet. When you send it unlabeled, The wisdom of God's love is all wise and goes to the places that it is needed most at that moment. And you do a great service, my dear ones, by being a channel for God's love to flow through. And remember, you do not have to be perfect. All you need to do is to be willing and to ask that God's love flow through you, and know in the depths of your being that it is true, that it is flowing through you. It is going directly to the mark that you send it, or it is going unlabeled and is being helpful in many, many places. Ask also that God's love be multiplied many times by his heavenly host, for we can do much when you ask. But with your free will, we are limited to what you ask, to how you direct it. And this is why we remind you to send love often, and remind you to ask that it be multiplied many times. And realize that within the depths of your being you can send it to one individual, or you can send it to the whole universe just as easy. And always when you send it to your friends, to your loved ones, ask that it go to all others like them, so that it can be multiplied many times. It takes only a few more seconds to think this in your mind, and think how many more you are giving the opportunity to have experience of God's love.
It's all right to send us God's love to Castro and Mussolini and Hitler and those Germans who killed all those Jewish people. All people.
My dear one, they are as much of God's children as you are the greatest saints on your earth.
Thank you.
They need love. Send love also to all those who are oppressed. Then remember to send love to the oppressor, for both are the same. They are of one life, even though they are having a different experience at that moment. At some time, the experiences will be turned around, and they will need the understanding, and they will grow out of the misunderstandings that they have. And when you allow yourself to be an open channel for God to flow through and to work through, everything can be speeded up. Everything can be moved forward. And many, many are served when you remember just to send God's love unlabeled and multiplied many times by his heavenly host. Are there other questions this evening? There is great harmony here this evening in your group. There is great harmony in each one of you, and you are in tune with God's love, whether you know it or not. You are one with God, whether you know it or not. You are made from the substance of God's love. Have the confidence within yourself to project yourself into your life in a much greater way. My dear ones, you can increase the projection of life that you are every moment, every day, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, whatever you decide, because as God and God's love, you are without limit. Whatever you can believe, is possible for you. And when you know that you are God and God's love, then all things are possible.
Thank you, Ellen.
Are there other questions this evening?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sometimes I wonder if because love that is seated is something that I've actually said I'm not going to do things that like meddle with other people's life. For instance, I had a incident that happened today where I had told myself on how to do that a lot. I need to personal. It had free will and made me that choice. Then I helped myself heading over toward at personal profits and just asking them to go ahead and use something that was fruitful and ebb rather than space work. They were very ill and they shared that what they were eating their own judgment. Is that so, or is that just the justifying my memory?
Is this in your work, my dear?
Yes.
Then it is your responsibility, is it not, to help them to do the best that they can. And when you are in charge of a group of people, then if you do not do your best to help them and to guide them, then you are lacking in your ability. Do not feel that it is meddling when you know that you can help them. And always before you go to them, send God's love ahead into that individual, into yourself, into the situation, and ask God to speak through your mouth. Ask God's love to be heard by that individual. And as you do this, my dear ones, as you remember to do this, then everything is softened. Everything comes out with light and understanding. Yes, the other individual does have the free will to accept it in love or not, but that is their doing, and it has nothing to do with you and your responsibility. You continue to be the best that you can and to help as well as you can, and be not concerned no matter how they react or what they say. It is your responsibility, and God has given you this responsibility. You may think that it is people that are around you that's given you this responsibility, but you see, my dear ones, they are God. And so it is God that has given you this place in life, and know that He is always with you. And when you have the confidence in His ability to work through you, then you are free of any concern or whether it is meddling. You see, does this help your understanding?
Very much so. Thank you.
Yes. It is so easy to forget, and when we get caught up in the lower vibrations of this plane, when we forget to send love often, then our minds become confused for a little while. And when you feel any confusion or any doubts or anything like this, immediately send God's love to yourself. Surround yourself with God's love and light, and send love to all others like you, and send love ahead into all situations that you encounter. And know that within the depths of your being, that God has the ability to work miracles through you. and know that it is God that is doing it and not your physical self. And when you know this, then you can relax and let go and let God work through you and accomplish many great things. Are there other questions this evening? There are times when you feel shy, or you feel that you are not worthy of this or that. Eliminate these thoughts and feelings, my dear ones. Know that it is not you, the physical little self, that does anything, that it is God's power working through you, and that it can accomplish all things. When one has the confidence in God, then you have the confidence in yourself, for you are one. When you take the time to be still and just for a few moments maybe touch into his love that dwells within you. Remember, my dear ones, that even your physical body is made of God's love. Every cell and every atom is God's love. That there's nothing that you experience or see or feel that is not God's love. When you know this, then you are in harmony with all around you. And when you are in harmony and at peace within yourself, then all things work together for good. Even though you're not in harmony, they still work together for good, for it may be a lesson that you need to learn. And if you make a so-called mistake or go against the grain of life, do not make a big thing of it. Just realize it as soon as you can and ask God to give you the understanding and open your hearts and your minds without guilt or self-condemnation, but with divine love, and let his light shine in your mind to give you the understanding. As you practice this, as you continually remember his presence within you, then all is well. And if you do not remember, still all is well. Are there other things that you would speak of this evening? It is a beautiful experience, this coming together on these Wednesday nights. Feel free to reach out to those around you who may be open for this experience and invite them. You never know that someone that is close to you is hungry for this kind of thing. At least give them the opportunity. And if they go away and reject it, then that is not so bad. At least you have given them the opportunity. Know that within yourself, that God's presence is within everyone. And when you approach someone with love and in love, then you reach God's love within that individual. And in your mind, use your imagination, your inner image, and reach out with the love of God that is within you and touch the love of God that is within them. And no matter how they respond on the conscious level, you know that you have touched God within them. And it has planted a seed, and that someday it will take root and fruition will come about. Are there other questions you would speak of this evening?
I have stuff that I just curious about that I read in the Sunday newspaper from last week. It was written by a man, I don't remember his name, but it was talking about kind of gloom and doom with Armageddon coming around. He was prophesying that World War III was going to happen September 23rd, such and the Antichrist was coming like in October. Did they use that as a scare tactic for people? I personally don't believe it, but just curious about it.
Yes. There, through the ages, my dear ones, this has been prophesied, and you see, it is symbolic, and he is not saying this in a symbolic way, but it can be Armageddon for anyone within themselves. Hell and heaven is a state of consciousness. For this planet, Armageddon will not come on September the 23rd. But many wonderful things will happen on that day, and on every day. You see, for those who need attention, they will reach out in this way, and they are reaching for God's love. So when you hear this, be sure to send them God's love and all that they are connected with, and send God's love to all who read this. For you can multiply your love spending by doing this. You see, you could just send God's love to this one man who wrote the article, but then you can send it to all who read it and multiply it many times. Know that within your being that you are divine and that you are in God's hands at all times, that God is your Father, and that you need not be afraid of anything. Many on your plane try to control others through fear. And in doing this, they are still reaching out for God's love. When you can look behind what is in their hearts, you can see that the need is always the love, no matter how it is outwardly expressed. And as you understand this, then you know what to do. To send them love immediately, and send love to all others like them, and send love to all who read this, and all others like them. Send love to their families. You see, there's no end of who and what you can send love to. And as it goes through you, my dear ones, it blesses you, and it helps you to grow. It gives you the spiritual strength that you need to have confidence in yourself and confidence in the God within you. As you learn to have full confidence in God's ability to work through you, then you can accomplish all things that you desire. God is everywhere present at all times. He is in whatever you would attain. He is that which you would attain. So all things are possible to those who can believe. And when you believe and know, have the confidence in yourself and God's ability to work through you, and in God's love and God's ability to use this love to bring about peace and harmony, it will come It may seem like a long time in coming to some who have been waiting, but you see, while you are waiting, you can do much good by sending love more often and getting better acquainted with God by going within and making that contact. It has been a blessed privilege to be with you this evening, and I would have you to know that your teachers and your guides are here, that many of your loved ones are here with you this evening, that many who are not present in the physical are here in spirit, who are here at times, and they receive the benefit from this. Send love to all of those who are not here, and send love to draw those who would like to have this experience, and all other groups all over the world.
May I ask one other thing?
Yes, my dear.
There was a man by the name of General Homer E. Lee predicted the Second World War. Now, what would we do to head that off? How would we pray? How could we cover it to refute it? I mean, if another thing like that comes up, how could we work through our prayers to make them powerful enough?
In the first place, my dear ones, do not attempt to refute anything. You see, then you are resisting.
Thank you.
Yes. And just send love into it.
Just
And-
multiply love.
Yes, and release it. Release it to God. God knows what to do with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. God bless you. We will leave you now, and leave you with the understanding and the knowing that God is within you, that He is the life force that you are, and that His love is everywhere present, in everything, in every individual, in every experience. God bless you, and good evening. Shall we go hands? Let us feel coming together in the physical and bringing down the spirit of God's love from the higher dimensions to the physical, and feel God's love going around the circle, being multiplied many times by His heavenly hosts, filling this room, spreading out over this city, covering this planet, and all other planets like it. Let us see God's love going out to the whole universe, and knowing that it is unlimited, let us see it going out to every individual in creation, in all the universe, in all dimensions, and know that His love is ever present within us at all times. Thank you, Father.
It's a good one. They all are good.
Yes.
I guess for money begging.
Did you? You don't have to. Spam. it was much easier for Ella to come to me this evening because I was more than hardly cutting my field.
When you relax, you should hide that I can speak with having trouble.
Now,
This was so little tonight.
yeah,
I wonder what our little thing. Oh,
he wants to express this part.
Just a few of the fear, but it was close, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
felt it.
There's great joy in the invisibles who come of the other dimensions to be able to be here and sit in our circle.
I felt good. Top reach.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel so much closer to God than other times, and you work with it. You work try to be close, but you sometimes you just automatically are there, and other times you have to take yourself by the neck and release up the shade.
Yes, we fluctuate on that plane, but we don't need to be concerned about that either. Just keep on keeping on.
I have found that in my effort to be a lot more gentle, a lot more at peace with my identity. I sometimes get hurt easily, whereas
Oh, do you?
when people say things that aren't true, especially, when I realize that it's, I make every effort not to hear that.
I think we all go through a phase like this, and we have to remember that everyone is where they are and give them the freedom to be whatever they want to be without being affected. When we are affected like that, we're taking it personally.
There's a very good little book, and I can't remember it well, but one thing it says, when the eyes cease to have tears, when you cease to hear an insult, and it gives you a lot of things. When you cease to do those, then you're closer to God. It's very good.
Yeah.
I would work that up. I've got it. I don't know where it is, and I try to find it in my books. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But I'll try. And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You become less emotional and become closer to God.
In a negative way. See, emotions can work both ways.
They're good.
Yeah.
Emotions are good. They really give them.
They can lift you to very high, but also they can plunge you down to the low.
I have a book, and it says you should. We call it. We think we're in the spirit, but it says there's more beyond that.
Yes.
And you keep knocking on the door beyond that. The little book is called The Cloud of Unknowing. I think it's about a 14th century prayer book. This other one I spoke of, it doesn't give a name of the author, but it's very lovely.
Yes, there's always something beyond.
Light upon the path.
Mm-hmm.
Light upon the path. You know that. That's wonderful.
It sounds familiar. I don't remember it, but
it's a wonderful little book. The real little one. I've had it for years. I love that.
Oh, I didn't put this yes. that you have to go through. As I said before, I used to not allow myself to get emotional about anything, whether it was getting too joyful or too happy about anything, or getting too upset about it. Anybody did. I did not allow it to break through the wall.
Yeah, and not feel. And now you're letting yourself be open, but you need the understanding that you don't have to be hurt by others. When you begin to be more open, you see you're more sensitive to everything. But as you understand more, when you allow that sensitivity to give you the understanding and enlightenment that everyone has free will, and to accept them as they are.
In Joe Campbell's book, he said, bliss, follow your bliss. And your bliss is an intense emotion.
Yeah.
It's a high emotion.
Yeah.
And he said, follow your bliss and don't let yourself miss it.
Okay.
There's an awful lot of those people who's got an awful lot to offer.
Yes, we all do.
Everybody does. Everybody, even the ones they consider idiots.
Yes. They're just going through a phase. And they are gods just as much as we are.
Well, they'll confuse you with their wisdom. I mean, I've seen them. Everybody else who thought they going along, once they thought were so wise. And this little idiot kid said to the man who had played the part of Santa Claus, you can't fool me, you are Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And nobody else noticed that.
Mm-hmm. You can't fool me, you are God.
How upset people get. A woman said, you will get everything in unity that you're getting. You will get everything in unity that you're getting. Shut up. I thought, that had better shut up. But what I mean is, they all have it. They all have it. But each one thinks, mine is it. They got like this, and they all think I'm going to hell. I mean that. There's an awful lot of friends, real good friends I had, but they turn away. They can't pray for me and stuff like it because I believe what you teach. I said, isn't that something now?
Well, the world's filled with those people. There are more of those than there are any other.
They're very lovely people.
Yes, they are.
I mean, they're
and their intentions are good.
What happens to them? Are they really confused?
Well,
God isn't going to pay any more attention to that than he would if I did.
It's not sure to me what happens to them because we build